Hey everybody, it's First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich. We're getting ready for a winter event, and as usual, snow is driving people crazy. One of the things about snow in the Carolinas that I love, and is also a little frustrating, is how crazy people get over it. I've lived in many locations in my career. I've been here for 16 years this January coming up. I've never lived anywhere where people go more crazy for snow, and it's kind of weird for a place that only averages 4 inches. For some weird reason, the combination of people from up north and the people from the south originally put them together and they freak out over snow. I think snow has an emotional attachment for a lot of us. My first weather passion as a kid, 6 years old, was a blizzard growing up in Ohio. So I have a deep, heartfelt spot for snow in my life. I love snow, but as a professional meteorologist, I learned a long time ago, you got to take your bias out of this situation. A lot of us can't do that. We have an emotional attachment. We want a lot of snow. I always say this, and I'll say it a million times, as much as I love snow, I like getting the forecast right more. So I learned to take my bias out of there. But because of this emotional attachment for people, it causes people to gravitate towards forecast or products that show high totals. Even my own forecast, if I put out a forecast for 2 to 4 inches, everybody looks at the 4 inch. Nobody looks down at the 3 and 2. It's just human nature. And the interesting thing about snow, unlike any other weather phenomena, people can touch it, feel it, and verify it in their yard. So if we had an inch of rain last night at my house, you wouldn't know there was an inch of rain last night unless you walked outside and you're like me and you have a rain gauge where you can actually see how much rain fell. Some of us would just know it rained if it was wet or not, but you would have no idea how much rain actually fell. The thing about snow is it's something you can touch and feel. So what happens is when it snows and it actually falls on the ground, if I can get it out, you can go outside and actually see it on the ground, which is far different than other places. So the thing about snow, and I'm gonna grab my camera here, is that when you go outside and see that snow, you can take your tape measure and actually see how much fell in your yard. Most weather phenomena aren't like that because most of us don't have the equipment necessary to see what's gonna happen. So snow is a unique thing. So I understand why people freak out. But let me tell you a thing about my philosophy on forecasting. I'm trying to get it right. I'm not trying to be the highest total. I'm not trying to be first with the storm. I'm trying to get it right and make sure your impacts are important to you. The other thing is, I don't really care what other people are forecasting. I get this comparison thing with snow. Hey Brad, somebody's forecasting this. Have you seen this? Have you seen this map? I have so much to worry about on my own. My only competition in forecasting the weather is with that. Mother Nature and the Lord up there. That's who I'm competing with, the forecast of weather. I'm not competing against the guys across town, the guys on an app, the guys in another city. They don't even compete with me. They're all worried about getting the forecast right. We don't have time to look at other forecasts. In fact, if I looked at other forecasts, it would bias when I'm forecasting. So for all those folks that want to compare and contrast, it's not a competition. We're not sitting here debating who's got the highest totals or not. My job is to ultimately get it right. So over the next couple of days, have fun. Snow is great. I love it. I'm going to enjoy it, but just remember, don't freak out. If you just prepare for these things, it's going to be okay. The worst thing about some bad weather is, someone's house could get destroyed or someone could get injured. With snow, as long as you stay off the roads and you prepare, it's something you can just be snowed in. It's a little bit more enjoyable. The consequences aren't as high as they are with other severe weather. So enjoy it, have a good time, but be weather ready and weather aware because somebody in our area is going to get clobbered with a big storm. And in Charlotte, you may not be impressed with the snowfall totals, but I tell you what, snow, ice, and freezing rain combined could actually make it worse than if it was all snow. So hope that helps inform you a little bit about the craziness that is snow in the Carolinas.